There was something we forgot to do yesterday because there was no need. Unfortunately, there is today.
Damn
And
it!
I know, and it gets worse.
Oh,
To Don's chagrin, unfortunately, it will probably kick off the show. Yeah,
crap!
yeah, 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 yeah. Thank
Even the
you,
dogs
Princess.
aren't happy back here.
Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up. I got to thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Don't answer.
I ain't drunk enough to taste this damn chicken. Let's go.
Please don't ask. Please don't ask.
One of these days, we're going to
Let's
fry
not.
that seal like a chicken.
Sushi!
I'll bring the spices.
Good morning.
Don, bring the
And
seaweed
welcome
in.
one and all to the tripped out Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. No football talk until next week because next week is the Super Bowl. Where the hell has the season gone? Didn't we just
It's
start
been
this?
upside down.
Or
It got flipped
the
upside
Puppy
down
Bowl.
early, and it stayed that way.
The only thing I want
Upside
to,
down,
the only
instant-
thing I want to know is just how much of a lead I have on you guys going into the end of it.
We're all like in the background.
25
Season's
games.
over. Season's over.
We're all just
It's
waiting in the
25.
background, like, hi, we're here
Listen.
too.
Listen, you know what Jen did? Jen did exactly what the system designed for her to do. She whipped
When?
our ass. And then there's
She put a Michael Schumacher-esque ass whooping on us while the rest of us were driving flipping Benettons.
And I will be awaiting that belt at my 3D re-debut, Don.
Pizzle says
We'll
Fence
work
games
on it.
should not count as wins. For Jen's rookie season, it does. Going forward,
It won't.
we'll see. I'll leave it there. I'll leave
Here's
it
the
there.
great
We'll
thing.
see.
This is I gotta say something real quick. This is why I absolutely adore Jen.
Huh?
Because Jen brings up things that I am not aware of, and then they blow up right afterwards.
What do you mean?
When you guys brought up the CC Kingsman thing,
Oh, the Kingsman. Oh, it's only going so much worse for CC.
I'm like, I did not hear.
I
anything
wasn't even
until-
aware of that.
Two
I wasn't-
two words that have made the situation so much worse.
Is
Google Docky.
Yep.
oh Lord.
Google Docky!
Kingsman dropped a huge Google Doc called the
Yep.
CC files with leaked screenshots and evidence.
Oh no.
God damn. You guys can hear that, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
My next
Well-
3 words are right on
Cute.
cue.
So
Cute.
here,
Right on
okay,
cue.
cool. This is what I'm
This
saying.
is how our football season has gone. Just when you think
Yes.
you get a little roll going, because Don had a roll going early, I had a roll going early. Victor scored a few big wins,
Yeah.
and here comes Jen.
I actually had a perfect
Yep.
game in one of the
You threw 2 perfect games.
and yeah, it's
So did
You threw
it
2.
still wasn't enough.
Every one of us.
No.
Listen. Every one of us throughout the course of the season threw at least 1 perfect week.
yeah,
Jen just
And it
threw
wasn't enough.
but she just
Jen-
threw more. Jen threw
Jen
more.
just threw 6 of them.
But here's the thing. So I didn't know about the CC thing until Dietz and Jen brought it up. And now
Mhm.
my YouTube has been flooded with nothing but mentions about how bad it's gotten for CC, how deep the situation has gotten. I'm like, oh my God, this has gotten bad.
I'll need to learn about this later. We haven't got time. But
Anyway, Stephen A. came with
We
an idea, and I
do-
agree with it.
have something to do, and I'm hearing. Speaking of which, Wise El Jefe may join us tomorrow.
What?
Get out of here.
Maybe. Actually,
We'll see.
let me confirm that,
Yeah.
because today I have a game to do at 2:00, which I mistakenly thought it was 1,
Mhm.
and yeah, that too.
Yeah, the dogs back here are having some fun this morning.
Some
A little
fun.
bit.
But here's the thing, and I think
Little
someone-
bit.
So Stephen A. came up with an idea, and I agree with him. I think
You
this
agree?
year,
Okay.
You
I think
agree
this
with
year-
Stephen A?
yeah, I think this year boycott the HOF.
I've been on a
Because-
boycott
Yes.
I've been
Because,
on a boycott from the HOF for different reasons for about 20 years
well, and because
because they
Again.
messed up with Bill Belichick.
I mean, absolutely.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I said this yesterday. The only legitimate HOFs nowadays are the NHL and
NHL.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I'll
I
say
agree with
this:
both of those.
the only thing that would salvage it for me is if finally Roger Craig gets his flowers and he's in.
It would salvage it for me, but as much as a fan, I hated Bill Belichick and what he did with the Patriots. You can't deny what he accomplished. You
No.
just simply can't.
No.
You just
I
simply
mean,
can't.
that team was put together. That team was put together for success, and Belichick ran the ship.
For 24 years. For 20
And here's the
Yeah, and look
years.
at the dynasty that he put together for that team. Plain and simple.
Here's what's gonna happen. Oh my Lord.
What?
It's today. If I'm looking at this right.
wait, what?
What's that?
We're going to have an extension of the show today to welcome Wise El Jefe, which may mean we may have a third hour.
Okay, I'm down for it.
I'm down for it too. I can't wait to bring Wise El Jefe back. And I have his intro.
I have to make I have to make an apology for Wise too,
No, you don't. Why? Why?
because when he was on Shooting Lights Out, I brought up a name that absolutely should not have.
Oh no.
So,
What did you do? What name did you drop?
Mr. Witless, Bum Trash.
Now you need to apologize to me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I apologize.
You need to apologize to me for that kind of bullshit.
Yep.
We're on radio today.
We're
so
on radio.
be
We
nice.
gotta be careful. Yes.
We gotta be nice. WQVZ joins us. WJKS joins us as well. The Empress returns.
Okay.
And there
I
is a
do
look on her
apologize for that.
face. She was getting ready to get on a roll too. Then the phone.
I was so getting ready, and then my echo goes off. My mom just wanted to ask if I've had the strawberries and cream Pepsi before, and then started going into a convo about one of her ex-friends trying to reach out and get back into her good books.
Now, where have I? How did Long John Baldry, the voice of Robotnik from Sonic, the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, put it? Now, where have I heard that line before? Yes, I remember who voiced who because I loved Sonic. Anyway, we got a little business to handle to kick off the show, and as I said, I can hear why.
Do we have to?
Right now? Yes.
Am I
Yes.
getting my purple dress on already?
Yes, you are.
Wardrobe change.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Before you do that, I was
Yes,
looking
sir.
at some of the stuff from Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, in terms of Super Bowl wins, Super Bowl appearances, and playoff wins,
Mm-hmm.
he holds the top spot.
Well, yeah.
And yet he's not a Hall of Famer.
And he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. What is wrong with this picture?
It'd be like Gino Oriana being on the ballot for the Basketball Hall of Fame and not going in.
It's why
At
I talk
least
about
twice.
Phil Jackson. It's like Phil Jackson, 11 wins as a coach, 11 titles as a coach.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that you don't think he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer because of what? Because of Jordan or whatever case may be? Using Deflategate as a reason? Come on, man. Fair is fair.
We're going to let Father O'Shaughnessy go completely off tomorrow.
Gotcha.
On the Football Friday. And he may get an assist from his clergyman.
All right. But now we've wasted enough time.
Yeah, we've stalled enough.
Push
because there's some things that I found.
Okay.
No, change that.
Change
that. There's some things that found me.
Yep.
Matter of fact, there's a few things.
Push it.
I am. I gotta set things up here. There's some things that, let me use my Southern accent, which is about as fake as LeBron James in a basketball uniform. There's some things that found me, and I don't like it.
If we got to do it, we got to do it. Push the button.
Push it.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Empress, you're gonna have to forgive me. Give me this camera.
Oh, come on.
Here we go.
Just a moment. Let me compose myself here.
Why? You're going to get mad all over again.
I know that. Now give me this camera. And I got to do this too. Unfortunately, I had a conversation with a Bronzexual.
What you mean?
There you go.
Right on cue. This overloaded, stupid, dumbass Bronzexual said to me, quote, right on cue again.
That too.
Hey, I thought if it made him a little less mad, it would be good.
Perfect. That was a perfect.
There you go. I'll try this again while I'm laughing. This
moron said,
back-ass word moronic Bronzexual said to me, quote, Michael couldn't compete in today's NBA.
Oh, that conversation.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm not.
My God.
I'm not as taken aback because I've heard.
Before you go in, Victor.
Go ahead.
I respond with the words of Cole Johnson.
That's a lie.
You're not wrong.
Once again,
that's a lie.
And
oh, hell no.
There's a Cole Johnson-ism that you're missing, Snowman.
That was said to me. And I sat there for a moment. nothing from these bronze sexuals because we've seen it all before. Thank you, Cole Johnson, for inventing this segment 5.5 years ago. I thought, mistake on my part, I thought nothing these bronze sexuals could say could surprise me.
You're wrong.
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 Ed, wrong.
Wrong.
You're wrong.
In the immortal words of the late great Bob Barker, that's dumb.
The price is
You're wrong. Wrong.
that's just wrong.
That's just stupid. And then I get a notification.
That's what we call general dumbassery.
Yep.
That's general admission dumbassery. Then I get this, and Ryan McCarthy said it best. With the amount of trash talk that MJ did before the game, today's players would melt into a puddle at tip-off. Give an example. The date was April 14th, 1987. Scene of the crime, Chicago Stadium. Michael Jordan, dressed in a shirt and tie, walked into the Atlanta Hawks locker room. He walked past Dominique Wilkins. He walked past Cliff Livingston. He walked past another player, Antoine Carr. And he stopped at a fella named Randy Whitman.
Okay.
His college ball at Indiana.
Right.
What he told him?
What?
Let me do this right. Let me pay some homage here.
Okay.
He said to Randy Whitman, we're talking about the king, said to Randy Whitman, quote, lace him up, it's going to be a long night. Close quote. Know what MJ did that game?
What was it?
61 points.
Oh, the 61 game.
What are we talking? Trash talk?
One of
and
two
now there's
times.
Beats.
One of two times. MJ dropped 61 that season. 2 times. Thank you.
Mr. A Pizzle.
Thank you, Victor.
The best trash talk was when they said to Larry Bird.
Who cares about Bird? We're talking about MJ right now. What he did to the foul.
Oh, he can't go left. He can't go left. He can't go left. Would Bird walk into the locker room and said, I'll play the whole game left-handed, and dropped 50 on him.
He dropped 49.
48.
Portland Trail. And that was
left-handed.
All right.
That was the best.
That was one of two time MJ dropped 61 in a game. The other victim, the Detroit Pistons. Which leads me to another dumbass.
Oh, no.
And I'm calling dumbasses out now. By the name of Donnie Clark.
Double dummies.
Double dummies. Donnie Clark dropped this.
Okay.
With the caption, "The truth hurts."
Oh,
when
God.
of all people, JJ bleeping Redick.
Time. Before you go any further, I'm sorry. Whenever someone says the truth hurts or truth or facts, you know a lie is coming right afterwards, right?
Oh, I got the button ready.
Go ahead.
I got the button ready.
Come here.
Donnie Clark dropped a picture with a quote from JJ Redick.
Stating.
And the quote and the Redick quote said, and I hate doing this, quote, Michael Jordan competed in a watered down NBA.
Oh, Lord.
Close quote. To both Donnie Clark and JJ Redick, where's that button? I offer two words.
That's a lie.
And I offer the words in a question from my buddy Chris Dietz.
What are we doing?
I don't have to say any numbers. I don't have to say any accomplishments. I don't have to say any part of MJ's legacy. All I got to say to you, Donnie Clark, in a form of a question, is: do you actually watch the game? The silence
not.
bears the answer. Now this.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
I was kidding when I muted Dietz's mic earlier, but I love that trash talk story where the Portland Trailblazers stupidly said you can't shoot left-handed, and he went into the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon, 49 on their ass.
Here's another little fun little nugget, because I decided to piggyback on it, because I saw something that was crazy too. So there was a video between
I'm ready.
teammates. Paul
Say
Pierce. There was a video I watched between two players that were
Paul
teammates.
Pierce and Kevin Garnett
and KG.
And Paul Pierce stupidly, very stupidly said, quote, Michael Jordan had a limited bag.
Yes.
Close quote.
Yes.
Now I'll need my other button over here. You stupid. You stupid. Do you even think?
No.
You're watching. Do you even think? I'll answer that. No, and I'll leave it there.
No, mind you, this guy shot a basket in his own hoop.
Several times.
Right.
You want to talk about that, Paul Pierce?
Do not remind me of that Joker.
You want to talk about that, Paul Pierce? Now, Paul Pierce played at a Blue Blood in Kansas.
Yes.
Did win a championship with the Boston Celtics, 2008.
Yep.
I asked you a question, Paul Pierce. What the hell have you done since then, besides one more appearance? I'll answer that for you. Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
And you got the nerve to say that Jordan had a limited bag?
You had no bag.
His limited bag can cross you over, tie you in knots, and leave you on the sideline in the blink of an eye. And don't let Michael Jordan have the flu. Just ask the Utah Jazz. And another great bird-ish talking story. 86, 87, 88 three-point contest. He went to the whole roster and said, which one of you is finishing second? Because he won them all.
With the way that these guys are now, if they were even close to getting the trash talk that MJ or Bird or Magic was giving them back then, they'd be crying text all day long.
It's like what Ryan said earlier. If where is it? With all the amount of trash talk MJ did before the game, include Bird, include Magic, include all the old schoolers, today's players would melt into a puddle before tip-off.
They were crying for text.
Hell, include Scotty Burrell on that, and he was on his own team.
Mm-hmm.
He talked trash to Scott. He talked so much trash to Scott Burrell. if you watch that documentary they had a couple of years ago, Scott Burrell said he talked trash every single day.
I've seen it live.
Yeah.
Okay? I've seen it live. Hey, you know who else he talked trash to, but later trusted him? Mm-hmm. Steve Kerr.
Here's the name that
talk trash. He punched Steve Kerr in the face.
Here's the name that we talk about when it comes to talking trash: Sir Charles Barkley.
Barkley. Well, hold on. The best bird talking trash story was Jordan in the '83 Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
The '83 Olympic team. Jordan is on the college side. They're practicing at the Boston Garden,
mm-hmm.
and the Celtics are on the other side of the gym. And the ball from the Olympic team rolls to the Celtics side of the court.
Right.
And it goes to Larry Bird, and Larry Bird picks it up, and Jordan comes over to get it. Now, just as according to Bird, punk kid from the Olympic team, comes over to get it, and Bird goes to hand it to him, and instead of handing it to him, underhand rolls it to him and says, "You got to earn it."
Oof.
That is the level that these guys are at. They didn't even care. He was like, "Yeah, I'll roll it back to you.
They held each other.
I'm not handing it back to you until you. I'm not handing it back to you until you earn it."
They held each other to the standard.
That is best ballsy right there.
And then April 20th,
Yeah, it is.
1986 happened in one of the greatest playoff games I ever watched. Let me ask you.
I think Jordan earned it at that point.
Right.
He earned it that day. Come on, who are we kidding?
Go ahead,
now give me back this camera. Let me ask you, Bronzexuals, a question. And I've asked this before, and no one has yet to give me an answer, and it's been a long time. I can't find the button I want. Does he actually, and y'all know the he I'm talking about because I refuse to mention his name, actually have the signature game? And don't tell me it was that game against the Pistons. I've seen it before. It's called MJ in 1986 in the Boston Garden. And I get criticized all the bleeping time. Matter of fact, I had a person say to me, "You need to acknowledge LeBron as the number 2 greatest player." No, I don't.
No.
Listen, let me put it another way.
No.
I will use the voice of the monster teacher with what I told him. Me acknowledge LBJ as the number 2 greatest player of all time.
Now that's some bull.
Hell no.
Okay.
You get the idea. And then I had another Bronzexual. Victor, you're gonna love this one.
Oh,
you're gonna love this. Victor, you especially are gonna love this one because we lived around some Bronzexuals while we lived in Gary, Indiana.
Yes, we did.
A fellow came up to me who heard the show and said, "I need to tell you something." Oh, dear God in heaven. What? You need to acknowledge LBJ. Give me this button. I don't need to acknowledge a damn thing. The face that he showed me was a pure shock. Like when Deeds tells somebody on Fit Down Sports, and I've heard it and laughed my head off while I was at work. Okay. Tell me why you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There was a caller into Dietz's show. They were talking football. This guy went through a 7-minute monologue, and Dietz killed it with his famous line. Tell me why you're wrong. I never called back. I told this guy the same thing. Tell me why you're wrong. Never heard from him again.
Of course not.
And then there's another guy who is unfortunately a member of the moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation. Figure this out.
Another L we're gonna take.
Not you, Victor. Not you. The moronic Republic who said the exact same line of that I must, not need to, not have to, must acknowledge that you know who is the number 2 greatest player.
Okay.
My response to him was my response to him, instead of a simple no, because if I told him a simple no, he wouldn't leave me alone.
Right.
I gave him a little Della Reese. Kiss my entire
thing.
Just give him 2 numbers, 8 and 24. That's all you need to give him.
I mean, okay.
I mean,
I didn't need to give him any numbers.
I'm
going to close this out here so we don't have to think about it anymore.
That's insane.
To all these Bronzexuals and LBJ suckers, shut the up and leave us real basketball fans alone.
They won't.
Now get the hell out of my face, you. Come here. Get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
logic and sense flies completely out.
Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. Amen. You need to retire 10 years ago and you needed to go away 15 years ago because you ain't you won't be worth as a basketball player. You the basketball you play, the basketball you stand for. You're foolish. Your basketball game's foolish. It's full of holes and it's full of everything else you can think of.
Holy!
And this is going to be a short later.
Holy crash out!
Get out! Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world
Yep, this is a short later.
flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a fig.
Mooted.
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 Doggone you, StreamYard. Dear Bron Sexuals, you. Dear Jeannie Buss for ruining the Lakers, you.
Poor Jeannie.
She can ruin the Lakers. She can ruin the Lakers all she wants. Go right ahead. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop her on that one.
I'm not either. Now, as the original went, dear Bron Sexuals, you. Dear Facebook for a while Bron Sexuals on, you. And dear that 4-letter network for putting Braun on in 2003 and shoving him down our throats and up our asses for the last 23 and a half years. You, and a whole lot of you. Now, for the last time, now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
There. Now we need a break.
A whole new outfit. Okay.
Oh, you switched it up on us.
Yeah, I saw.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back, where
Another
will
MMD look, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Never mind.
Giannis is going to go to Golden State, calling it now.
I would not be surprised.
Wait, what is?
We'll try to tell you why after this message. Back in the deuce.
Deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning. Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. Go.
Excellent. Soccer. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, looks good. Things were changing so quickly. We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish you felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Cause we take this job so serious.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what he needs.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
I quit. We're done here. I'm done. We're out of here.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I still don't know what I did to deserve that.
Deeds, I love you, but I bleeping hate you for that comment you made in the back. Sure, identify to everyone that I'm the oldest one in the bunch. I mean, you didn't lie. You didn't lie. Okay, you didn't lie. But I bleeping hate you for that joke. Okay.
I swear, I've seen her in concert, and I saw her do an outfit change in the middle of a song.
I'm not even gonna ask.
That's insane. That's insane.
That is insane. But I still.
That's why that one will always. Whenever somebody's talking about an outfit change, it will always. She's the GOAT. She did it in the middle of a song. Changed outfits. I was like, how did this happen?
18 now before the new hour, and we got a bonus coming because Wise El Jefe will join us at noon.
Wow.
Yep.
The return of the wise.
The return of the wise, absolutely. It'll happen at noon, and Jen will get an up close look of why Wise is one of our favorites to have on the show. And I got to throw him a lot of flowers today. Now,
and by the way, while he's in the chat, I want to say what's up to Ryan McCarthy, who I saw yesterday. Yesterday, as I always do after the show, watching side scrollers, and who pops up? McCarthy Ryan with in the chat, and he's on the screen, and the little avatar. I'm like, I know that name, and I look up, and it's no credentials required.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, here we go.
I know that guy.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Victor.
I have a question for Jen. Now, Jen, are you there, Jen? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What if you knew of a particular troop of like B-tubers? They're in need of a owner, of some guidance, right?
Right.
They have a long list of people that they could look for. Maybe someone that can like help them be their manager, stuff like that. But out of all of them, they chose Gun Run.
I knew
No! No! Please tell me that's not true.
No, it's not true. But that's how.
God,
He's coming back.
Thank God.
No,
I was just saying, he's coming back.
No, I'm just saying that's how we felt when I found out that Pittsburgh picked up Mike McCarthy.
The Steelers hired Pennywise as their
Right.
coach. Why? Just why? Now, Deeds made a request, and we got about 16 minutes before Allie comes in, so I'm going to honor it. All right, Deeds. All yours.
Let me go sack Aaron Rodgers so we can rebuild the quarter machines. Hang on.
Well, hold on. Put us back on screen together, because the first topic I have is a question for Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, have you met Amelia yet?
Oh, absolutely. She's all over my Twitter feed. So if you guys
have you played Pathways?
I have seen other people play it. I've seen clips of it, but I haven't yet played it myself. For those of you who don't know, the UK government decided to make an interactive choose your own adventure style game called Pathways, with the intention of teaching you about radicalism and extremism in the UK.
This one I actually know about.
Really?
The whole point is that one of the characters in the game is called Amelia. She has purple hair and usually wears purple and pink clothes. She's meant to be the villain of the game. Her crime? Valuing Britain first. Valuing British people first. Questioning the government.
I'm sorry.
Her crime is taking the lead character to a rally to support British veterans. That's her crime. That's
time. What?
It's basically a game that's supposed to teach you to be open-minded to people coming in from other countries and all that, and to not be how do I say this without getting in trouble with the radio stations?
Just
that R word we talk about a lot.
Use a bleep when necessary, please. Because if it's what I think it is,
I don't have my voice mod up.
That's all I need to know.
It's a game that is. Let me just put it this way: if you go to the rally with Amelia, the game ends with you getting arrested for hate speech.
Yes.
Yep.
Excuse me.
If you go, if you go, that's if you go. If you don't go and you go through the rest of the game, the game ends with the main character being sent to re-education camp.
Wow!
It is the biggest piece of propaganda you have ever seen. But again, Amelia was supposed to be the villain of the piece.
But it completely backfired on the government. Look what the
and they had to take the game down and retool it for 2 days because people were making memes of Amelia and the AI Amelia stories. She became the face of the game, and she was supposed to be the villain.
I have seen so many videos, like AI videos of Amelia doing her propaganda videos where she's like, "Hi, I'm Amelia and I love Britain. I like having fish and chips and a pint of beer at my local pub."
Look, Jen. All I'm saying is wherever they found the girl to play, wherever AI found that girl who's in the Amelia videos, spectacular. She is one of the hottest girls I've ever seen.
Here's the funny thing, right?
She is amazingly hot, and I'm like, where? I always ask these questions every time somebody shows a new one. I'm like, where are they finding this girl? Like, how is this girl not like a mainstream actor? I have no idea.
Okay,
Makes no sense.
Ryan, here's the thing. I live in the UK. I know the things that are going on with my government. And I can confidently say the whole thing about Britain turning into 1984, it's not an exaggeration.
It's real. It's real.
The funniest thing I ever saw was Amelia saying she was going to rally the troops. She got Edward Kenway. She got Laura Croft. She got Cammy. Like, she went through
what?
Yeah, she got every British video game character, and she said she was rallying the troops to fight for Britain. And it was like,
what?
I think it would have been more fitting if she got Harry Potter.
I think she did get Harry Potter.
Oh, she has Harry Potter. She has Harry Potter. They have one with her and Harry Potter. They have one of her with the old version of the Doctor.
Yep.
They did Doctor Who. They had her with Monty Python. They had her with like every British talent you can think of. They have it in AI form. It is fantastic.
They have
just
so
fantastic.
much with Amelia that it's just. Let's just say the government has not really. I think they've underestimated just how beloved Amelia has become. She was supposed to be their villain, the person that you're supposed to avoid and stay away from. But the internet has turned her into their wife.
Here's the problem. I think the issue is that here you pick between either rallying behind veterans and Britain or re-education. Who is really going to choose re-education over your own country? I don't understand that.
Exactly. So that was the first thing. The second thing.
Hold on.
The second thing. Let's move this on because we don't have much time because we got Allie coming up. As much as I would love to just talk about pathways and the British, there's an even bigger disaster. There's an even bigger disaster out there that came out on Tuesday.
Time.
I already know what you say time for. Yeah.
Really?
It's not
go
that's
on,
incorrect, but go ahead.
It's you know what, Damien? Amelia is
what?
I hate making this joke, but I'll do it anyway. Damien, if Amelia is the Colin Kaepernick in the virtual life, then you are LeBron James in real life.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Amelia is 10 times above Colin Kaepernick in any of that. So, but anyway,
Damien, just I am kidding while making that joke. Go on, Deeds.
Victor, you saw the Game Awards. And of course, the Game Awards ended with a commercial for High Guard, the next big first-person shooter.
That has flopped.
On Tuesday, it opened to 93,000 players in game.
Yep, like I said, it flopped.
And that was at 2:00 in the afternoon when it launched.
Massively.
By 8:00 that evening, it was down to 16,000 people playing the game.
And you know what that tells me is that just how bad that game was, because usually around 2:00 in the afternoon, it's like, okay, maybe people are working, people are like out, so they probably don't have time to actually sit down and play the game. But by 8:00 in the evening, everyone's pretty much home. Those who are playing games have already been playing games for a bit. So how in the world do you go down
They lost 63%. 63% of players dipped out of the game in 6 hours of playing it, and currently it is at 10,000 players in game.
Gee, I really wish Xify was still a thing.
And this is with the Game Awards host and extraordinaire Jeff Keighley pumping it hard, saying we're all going to give him thanks, and we're all going to apologize to him when Highguard drops tomorrow. No, he did tweet this out. You're all going to apologize to me when Highguard drops, and here we are. And everyone that has played it, everyone I've seen play it, everyone that has played it has said this game is garbage. But even worse than the game itself and the drop off in players is the media and the journalists shilling for this game.
Yeah, I saw.
And calling out one of my favorites, Vera Dark. Everyone needs to just stop listening to slop tubers. Like Vera, who played the game for 7 hours on her stream, right, and then commented on it. And if you want to match up her comments, if you want to match up her commentary, you can go back and watch her playthrough and see exactly where her commentary comes from. Because she played the game. She played the game, and she showed you that she played the game.
I got one for you better, Deets. So have you heard about 1348?
No.
So there are two medieval games. One is called...
Oh, yes. I know the story you're talking about now. Yes.
1348. Now, Jen, there are two night games coming out. One is called 1348. The other is called Knight's Path. Knight's Path has, I would say, well over 100,000 likes in terms of when they dropped their trailer. 1348 had about, I would say, 25,000. Do you know how many people are working on Knight's Path?
No.
3. Oh, 4. All right, yeah, it was 3 or 4.
4. 1348 has an entire studio behind them, where they
but did you see why they essentially stepped in it?
Yeah.
The Nightfall people stepped in it. How? Because somebody responded to them and said they need more LGBTQ hype people in. They need more of that. They need more. Is there actually? It was a question like, "Is there LGBTQ representation in your game?" And the response was,
"We deal in games.
We're not dealing with agendas. We're just trying to make a game."
Right.
The most milquetoast comment you could make, and it blew up. And it blew, and everybody, it angered everybody on the other side. And then everybody that was like, "That's the most based comment ever. We're siding with these guys." Meanwhile, you got 1938 coming out, which is a lesbian night in medieval Italy. Excuse me? What? What are we doing?
Look at the characters.
What in the all types of Vita blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell?
Yes, if you look at the characters, though. If you look at the characters, because I saw like the shading and the characters they're using. The female they used for Knight's Path looked like an actual like portrait. It looked like an actual person taking a portrait. The one on 1348 looks like something from PS2, like Alpha.
But that's
bad shading. It was
the characters look bad, but that's kind of Victor brought up the point where I was kind of going with this. and where I was kind of going with the whole high guard situation, because you have the media coming out and saying, "Oh, internet. If there weren't internet trolls, high guard would be killing it." And it's like, no, like, and my pushback to that is, what about Silk Song? Silk Song came out. Silk Song dropped. Silk Song got yelled at by the same journalists because Silk Song dropped in like a day and a half. There was no marketing to it. They just dropped the game and they were like, "Here you go," and everybody played it online and loved the game, and it went gangbusters. So you can't tell me that the internet destroyed something.
Go ahead, Jess.
You're forgetting two key things. One, Silk Song is a sequel to the already beloved Hollow Knight, so it at least had that going for it. Two, the reason game journalists were mad were because I believe the studio behind it is called Team Cherry.
Yeah.
They decided to not give early access to the game journalists. They made it fair ground, level ground. Right. Everyone had to play it at the same time on launch day, journalists included.
Right.
And the journalists were angry because they didn't get to play it early and release their reviews.
Right. So here's a little funny little tidbit. Now I'm going to ask both you guys. Has anyone come out and said, don't play high guard, don't buy high guard? Has anyone said that? We're boycotting high guard.
I haven't seen that, no.
No, nobody that said. I haven't seen anybody say don't buy this game or don't like this game. I've heard people say I bought this game and I played it, so y'all don't have to, because it's that bad.
The only boycott I've seen is for the World Cup.
Okay, so. the reason why I'm saying that is because think about some of the games that so many on the other side will say, don't buy this game, don't play this game, it supports this thing, this problem, that problem. Yet they do massively. Yet here's a game, and no one has said, like, they may not like the game. They're like, look, you want to buy it, go ahead. You want to play it, go ahead. And that game has how many deets on launch?
On launch, they had 93,000 playing, and they're down to 10.
If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about how gamers view games rather than game journos, if that does not tell you everything you need to know, I just don't understand. Because I saw High Guard, I'm like, oh no.
But again, because it goes back to the whole, and excuse me, it goes back to the whole. It goes back to the whole thing of. They came out and they said, if the internet didn't exist and if people weren't review bombing, more people would be playing this game. And that's just not true. They never mark it out when it happens the other way. And yes, I know Silk Song was a sequel, but it's still, when it dropped, they just dropped it. They just dropped it. They let people play it, and the word of mouth, because people played it and liked it, made other people go, oh, other people are playing this and they're having a good time with it. Let me check this out. And that's what it is. Meanwhile, you have people while everyone's running from High Guard, you have journalists saying, don't run from this game. It's a really good game. And then you watch people try it and they're like, this game sucks.
Right.
That's the worst. That's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah. But just those things were hilarious to me because I was like, no one had to try and sabotage this game's release, and they flopped.
Everybody do though.
They got the prop of all props. They got the final image of the Game Award. They got the final image of the Game Awards. And to come out and do this.
Well, people realized what they were getting. They were like, "Nope, not for me."
Not for me.
Now, what's your question, John?
I forgot what I was going to ask now.
Oh.
Let's close the arcade and take a break. Someone's waiting. So, Joe Gomez, this is why my video game knowledge went up, down, left, right, shoot, and it stayed there. Take a break. When y'all come back, the Winds of Chicago will bring us Allison Moran. And the first question is going to be, as Deej pours himself a drink to get ready for Allie,
Dr. Pepper.
Can anybody stop the Yukon Lady Huskies? I'll answer that for you. No. Second hour, Snowman in the morning after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
And what does Georgia do? Well, as a team that has a championship pedigree would do, they came out full guns blazing, just like a tested SEC team would do. And
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Start with the biggest name first. Chapel Bill now. It's no longer called Chapel Hill. It's called Chapel Bill because Bill Belichick is now the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Cause we take this job so serious.
Nacho fry. Would you like a nacho fry? Would you like a nacho fry?
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Nacho fry.
Would
you like a nacho fry?
I had some nacho fries yesterday.
I cannot wait to get my hands on some. I cannot wait to get my hands on some cheesy chips in South Korea.
The first thing I thought of was that bumper when I had my nacho fries yesterday.
Not so
All
far.
right, we owe you an ID. We owe you a set of IDs for everyone listening in the region, across the nation, and around the world. This is Snowman in the Morning.
You're listening to WJKS-DB. You're listening to WHDR-DB. You're listening to WBWS-DB.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
Chapel Bill now.
You like that? You like that?
Jen's reaction tells the whole.
Really?
You like that? You like that? Chapel Bill.
Why? Just why?
I'm gonna work you into the station IDs.
I quit.
Don.
I quit.
You can't quit because I'm gonna work Don into the next one. And
I'm
that
sorry,
drops
what?
Tomorrow.
I'm
Somebody's
sorry,
waiting
what?
for us. Don't you? I'm sorry, what me? You heard what I said, and I ain't taking it back. Somebody's waiting for us in Chicago.
Like I said, I'm sorry, what?
The magical, extremely cold winds of the windy city of Chicago.
Yes.
Brings us Mike Drop Moran.
That's me.
This is
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is how cold I am. My wife gave me this lovely electric blanket as a Christmas present, which comes in handy because me and Blood Thinners are trying to get along, and it's bleeping cold. So I'm putting this on. Allie, how are you, my dear? Great to have you again.
Well, great to be here and great to see all of you again. I am actually doing pretty well. Once my thermostat finally got fixed and I went above 65 degrees in my house, I am very fine.
Good.
And I have a really tall and beefy boyfriend, so I get to snuggle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Allie, speaking of the cold.
Yeah.
While I was digging out of a foot of snow on Sunday, all I have to ask, what the hell happened in South Carolina?
They took their eye off the ball, baby.
South Carolina did. The undefeated Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they are.
Is no longer the undefeated Vanderbilt.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
And I think it's with Vandy. I mean, they've had a dream season. They have just had a dream season. And I think they should have been grateful that they made it last this long because nobody saw Vandy coming this season.
You also need to be grateful that South Carolina didn't hang 120 on them. Instead of just 103 that they got put on them. When they
Vandy came out and just couldn't match South Carolina, and actually South Carolina in a down year was still. I mean, it. Let's face it, Dietz. It wasn't. What was that? Did you?
Sorry,
he did it again.
Boy, I would have.
It's what happens when I'm drinking so much. I'm drinking so much soda so I can stay awake.
You gotta drink coffee. Coffee does not make you burp. So
I can't. I'm not. I physically cannot drink coffee.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When I was 2 years old, I was sitting on my grandmother's lap, and she put her coffee down.
Mm-hmm.
And me being a rambunctious 2-year-old, decided to grab her cup of coffee and not sip it, down the whole thing.
Oh my God!
Needless to say, needless to say, I'm trying to remember how they put it on the Nathan's hot dog, but I refunded that coffee real quick. And so every time, and ever since then, every time I have tried to drink coffee, I have like Vietnam level flashbacks, and I have to. It makes me want to puke every time I've tried. And everybody said, "Oh, you're it'll grow on you. It'll grow on you. It'll grow on you." Every single time I have tried coffee, the first sip, and I'm like, "Nope, this is coming. This is coming back."
I totally understand. I understand flashbacks. I understand all of that.
I had to get rid of the habit once and for all, because I had coffee in all forms. I wasn't even fully introduced to it until I had to go to the hospital, and they gave me that choice, and they coupled it with stevia. And Victor, I hate you for that, but I also love you for that suggestion at the same time. So finally, last Friday, I said, screw it. And I threw it all out. And
you were smart.
I actually started sleeping. Speaking of smart, to couple Dietz's question with what the hell happened in South Carolina, what the hell happened at Gamble Pavilion?
I'm sorry, say that again. In what pavilion?
Gamble Pavilion, Stores, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know what?
Which time, honey?
I would lend credence. I would lend credence to Dietz's argument and say Dietz is very smart in saying, you know, women's basketball wouldn't be fun to watch if there's one team beating the hell out of everybody. This is where I have fun to pick on Dietz and say, yeah, it is, because I love the UConn Huskies, and I love the fact that they are becoming the dynastic UConn Huskies again. And what's our saying? To be the champs, you have to unseat the champs.
Yeah.
And after a long time of UConn not being able to compete for championships, they would get so far, then they get eliminated they eliminated before they get in the Final Four, or they would get eliminated before the championship game. Notre Dame, thank you very much, a few years ago. Gino Auriemma got mad.
Mm-hmm. Gino, I mean, the only time that they have even been close to losing a game is against Michigan this year. And 72-69 loss on November 21st. And the Wolverines had a big rally in the second half that just fell short. Now, that is the most that any team has scored against the Huskies in 2025-2026. Let me say this. They're playing the Lady Vols on Sunday. But
I have that game.
Good.
Because I had a game today, but since we have an extra hour, I'm going to replace it with that game on Sunday at Gamble Pavilion, which means it's going to be
it's in Connecticut, but it's not going to be at Gamble.
It's not in Gamble. They moved it.
It's going to be at the It's going to be at the Hartford Civic Center.
Thank you, Hartford.
Or whatever they call the Civic Center now. But
maybe they should put it at Mohegan Sun. It's not that far away, so wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, but the Civic Center is actually bigger.
Civic Center holds 16.5. Mohegan Sun 13.5.
Oh, okay.
So they were smart to put it at the Hartford Civic Center.
Yes.
As I said, Auriemma got mad. He got even. Yep. He's got 2 consecutive championships that he's working on, steamrolling everybody in the Big East. No one in the Big East is going to challenge them.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Besides maybe Tennessee, is there someone that can challenge UConn?
Well, I don't think so. I think that Tennessee is going to give it its best, but they are 14-3 in the SEC. So I just don't think that they have what they can do. I don't see that unless. And I'll tell you this about Gino Auriemma. Forever and ever, he is the last person to believe that his team can win every game. And the thing is, if you get complacent, that's when you start losing your games. And so he will whip them into a frenzy before game time. And I've seen him do that. God knows how many times in the days of his rivalry with DePaul. In the days,
DePaul produced some great rivalries, especially when they played in Chicago.
They were fabulous. And the thing is that this
has ever been if anyone has ever experienced a game at McGrath Arena when UConn came to town, and I've experienced 3 of them. That joint will blow you. You would think a 3,500 seat arena would sound like the United Center. That's just how loud McGrath Arena got.
Loud,
anxious, nervous, excited. That's the kind of rivalry they had with DePaul, with who was coached by Doug Bruno for the longest time. God bless you.
Hey, and Allie, you mentioned earlier in the segment. You mentioned nobody saw this coming from Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Whose head coach is Shea Ralph.
Right.
Former UConn graduate Shea Ralph. Where'd she get her coaching style from? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Could have been, right? You're absolutely right.
Who would have thought it, right?
Yeah, really. Well, there is absolutely nothing wrong with patterning your coaching style after the great Gino Auriemma, right? And so I think that's part of the reason why they have had such a wonderful season. They have simply never been in this position. They are number 7 this week at 20-21-1, I believe, something like that. And they're up against Florida on February 1st. Now, to get through the SEC, they were not going to come unscathed.
Right.
I mean, you got Tennessee in there, you've got you got a little competition, but I think this matchup, and I need to say this matchup on Sunday with UConn harkens back to the days of Gino Auriemma and the late great Pat Summitt, and the coaches. While they had a professional courtesy, they trash talked themselves throughout, and it was so delicious to watch that. It was one of the best and most fun times of the year. That was when UConn ruled, and there weren't that many contenders the way there are now. I still remember that from the early aughts and going onwards to Pat's very untimely death. It was one of my favorite matchups of the entire year. Now we can look forward to maybe another rivalry. I think it'll be a hell of a lot more civil.
But I could just imagine you guys know this because you guys have covered basketball games. Could you imagine sitting at that table trying to focus on the game, and you got Pat Summit on one side screaming her head off, and you got Gino on the other side of the table screaming his head off. I could not imagine trying to pay attention to the game. Like, you got one guy screaming at his team, the other team screaming at them, she's screaming at her team, and they're all screaming. And you're just like, what am I doing? How am I playing this? How do I do this?
Yeah.
You know what I have to do? I would have to put a microphone. If I was doing a play-by-play for that game, I would have to put a microphone on both benches.
Oh no, you'd get like 5 words out of the whole speech because every other word would be bleeped out. Every other word would just be bleep.
And it would be an extended bleep too. I have on my soundboard. 23 after the hour, Allison Moran is here with us as she is every week, and Allie put a note in here and said, "Look, Snowman, we never do the women's top 25. We need to do that today. I will honor that. And let's start at the bottom here. We'll go from bottom to top. So women's top 25, and number 25, we start with Georgia.
Georgia. Well, one set of Bulldogs are out of range, and I say that Georgia's an emerging team this year. It's we also haven't talked about them much in the previous years. And what's that? I keep hearing noises.
He's moving.
It's called.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, my headset.
Yeah,
adjusting a headset that I've had to do quite a few times.
Gotcha. It's just distracting to some degree. It's one thing I love about this season in the NCAA women's is that you see a lot of new contenders. You see much more drama, which is going to bode well for all professional teams in the future. I am excited, really excited to because now you're seeing teams like the Ole Miss Rebels at number 16. You know, I have never talked about Ole Miss in the entire 20-some years that I have been involved in college basketball. I've talked consistently about South Carolina, UConn, Tennessee. Let's see, who else?
Consistent lately, Texas.
Yeah, Texas, number 4 this week, and it's exciting. And the thing is that they did have back-to-back losses, though. Their first losses of the season to LSU and to South Carolina on January 11th and January 15th. However, they have emerged, and they haven't been that way since about the middle of the aughts. In 2000s when Gail Gerstenkers had the team. So this is great. I have concerns about the LSU Tigers at number 5. They are not as dominant as they were. They had an 0-2 SEC start, and in the middle of let's see. Then they won 5 in a row after starting this season. That included blowouts, though, last week, I should say, against Texas A&M and Florida. And
Florida.
What's that?
They blew out Florida.
89-60.
Yep.
That wasn't the comparison of let's say 97-39 UConn Huskies over Xavier. God. But I will say that I think that the bark of Kim Mulkey's bite is no longer as sharp as it was. I'm just saying. Malaysia Fulwiley tied a season high against the Aggies. And I think, though, that this year there's been some pushback. And that's where I think there's been a problem with the way Kim Mulkey has done stuff. However, right now they look like they're back on track.
Who is the surprise for you in the top 25 so far? Because I got a couple of them. And one of them is near the top, though they're led by one of the best players in the game. And that's UCLA at number 2, led by Lauren
my
Betts.
Goodness. Yeah, let's talk. It's UCLA. My God. I'll tell you, I don't know where their recruiting has been all these years, but over the last 2 or 3 seasons, I've seen such an amazing turnaround with them. The Bruins, like, for example, they steamrolled Purdue 96-48, and Northwestern. I hate to even say this because it's so humiliating for Northwestern. 80-46. It's I mean,
they just rolled through Champaign and beat Illinois.
Yeah. And part of the reason this year, Gabriella Jaquez or Jaquez, I'm not sure what, she's led the Bruins in scoring in the past 3 games, combined 44 points against the Boilermakers and the Wildcats, and they've dominated all Big Ten play. They're facing Iowa this week. And they are the undefeated Iowa Hawkeyes, and 9-0 at this point. This will be their big test to see if they can continue on their great streak, or are the Iowa Hawkeyes, who actually have been number 8. Anything is possible. And interestingly enough, today they're playing USC.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how that works. They're having right now. The big question is going to be, how are they going to do without Taylor McCabe? Because Taylor McCabe last Sunday got an ACL tear, and so she's out for the season. We will see. And she was their best outside shooter at 3-pointers. She had, get this, 49. 49.
Here's a UCLA player that's very, very underrated because of the stardom of Lauren Betts. That is Angela Duga-Leach.
Yeah, you're right.
That's their Swiss Army knife. Everything rolls through Betts. Betts makes most of the decisions. But if you have to keep an eye, besides on Jaquez, you got to keep an eye on Angela Duga-Leach. Last year, her shooting was not good. She only shot 44% from the field. This year, she's over 50% from the field, 40 from 3-point range, and has gotten better, especially after learning how to team with Lauren Betts and the rest of those players. But man, an underrated player is Angela Duga-Leach from UCLA. You gotta watch her.
I'm all for that. Definitely. Oh,
yeah. Allie, you know, in college football, everybody always talks about, it's the SEC and the Big Ten. And they have this argument all the time of, it's just these 2 conferences and it's nobody else. And then you look at women's college basketball, and UConn is there from the Big East. The rest of the top 20 is basically the SEC and the Big Ten, and nobody cares because we know that there's conference tournaments coming. Is it just because there's conference tournaments coming up, or nobody cares that it's just these two conferences?
And I'm gonna love actually having a chance to cover the conference tournament this year. That's going to be the second part of March for me. I can't wait. The small ones, like the Sun Belt Conference, which I'm getting a hold of. Of course, we're going to cover the Big Ten. There's a couple of other conferences that we have on the docket. But
the small conference, the ACC. Because it's basically non-existent right now.
Now. Well, without Notre Dame, who has fallen out of real contention this year. Dietz, I wanted to I wanted to counter you with a few stats here. You've got the Texas Longhorns at number 4.
In the SEC,
right? You have that's right. You have Oklahoma Sooners
in
the SEC,
and
Baylor Bears.
I believe they're going to play
TCU, TCU Horned Frogs, and
that's the Big 12.
Yep. And so you've got a few from the other conferences. I just don't want to say that it's only the SEC and the Big Ten, because not everybody is at the top, but they're not at the bottom either.
Right.
And
the biggest surprise for me that has dropped. The biggest surprise for me that has dropped out of the top 25 ever having such a sizzling start is Iowa State.
Yeah. Well, Audie Crooks can't do it all.
Right.
I mean, she just surpassed 2,000 points in her 2 years there.
Yeah.
It's and I think that the biggest problem is that a lot of her surrounding Big Five is just not coming together for them, and I think that's been
outside shooting with Iowa State.
There's
no outside presence, and unlike last year, there's no outside fear. For Iowa State. Everything's going through Crooks, and now they figured that out, and they essentially played themselves out of the top 25.
Yeah, which is sad.
Well, that's what made Snowman's favorite. That's what made Caitlin Clark so astonishing at Iowa, is that Iowa was just basically Caitlin Clark. And she was carrying, and it's like what's happening with Iowa State now. The girl, she was carrying the team, but when she has an off night, there's nobody else there to pick her up.
Exactly.
That's what made Caitlin Clark. She just never had an off night, and she was just killing it. And then she ran into LSU, who had all these juggernauts, and had to take them on by herself. And that's what made everybody go, holy cow, Caitlin Clark can do this. Like, the Iowa State girl, she can drop 50 on a game. But then if she has a night where she drops 20, there's nobody there to pick that other 30 up.
Right.
Iowa, there's a player that can pick that up that played along with Caitlin Clark. That's their big, Hannah Stuelke.
Yeah.
Hannah Stuelke is a double-double machine. Indeed, you bring up a great point. With Caitlin Clark carrying the Iowa Hawkeyes for 2 years, you just saw the emergence of Hannah Stuelke. You just saw the emergence of Kate Martin. They just started to emerge when Caitlin Clark was already in the other stratosphere. Now, with them being undefeated going into Sunday's game with UCLA, and that's the second game of our doubleheader. We're going to see how Iowa can play up with Dugalich, with Lauren Betts, with Jaquez, and these thoroughbreds that can run. We're going to see how they match up. You mentioned TCU. They're still They're still in the top 25.
Yeah, they're number 13 this week. And
TCU Baylor Big 12 championship preview, maybe.
Maybe. Yep, I think so. They're playing Texas Tech on February 1st, and so that's going to be a nice little challenge for them. I'll be curious to see how Olivia Miles does. She led TCU in scoring last week with 17 points, and TCU and Baylor were the top teams in the Big 12 last season, and that's where they stand now. Bears at 8-1 and the Frogs at 7-1. And their regular season meetings are upcoming at Baylor on February 12th and TCU on March 1st. So we'll see what they have.
That one closes their season. On March 1st, does it not? TCU and Baylor.
Yeah, that's right. Before the conference championship.
We'll close the regular season, decide the regular season conference title, and could possibly decide the number 1 seed in the Big 12. Because that Big 12 team features a double bye, just like the Big 10 does. There's a couple of conferences that feature a double bye. So those two matchups are going to be huge because it's going to be TCU and Baylor the rest of the way, unless Texas Tech can make up a game within the next month. But this is college basketball, and it can happen.
It can. We got to talk about Caitlin. Caitlin and her new off-season gig. That's what. She's joining NBC Sports as a special contributor for the debut of Basketball Night in America. You just finished Sunday night on NBC, Sunday Night Football. Now they've got Basketball Night in America, kind of like Hockey Night in Canada. Yeah. And they have the new NBA pregame program on Sunday nights. They're starting with the Lakers and the Knicks. And I'll be very curious because they've got Carmelo Anthony and Vince Carter, and and it'll be kind of fun to see how she mixes in with these guys. She's the most laid back of interviews. I know that. I wonder, I have never seen her get nervous. Have you?
Nope.
It's Greg and I were just watching.
Everybody gets nervous for her.
Yeah, it's
everybody gets nervous for her.
The woman does not sweat. It's like it'll be very interesting. I have a sense memory of when I think it may have been ABC or NBC that hired Magic Johnson, who proved to be very, very, very nervous in his first outings.
And it was NBC. And in fact, it was the 91-92 season when the Bulls were so he joined the on-site broadcast crew.
Yes. And I was surprised because I'd interviewed Magic before and he was all laid back and things like that. And I don't think I'm not really sure why, but I think he was told to keep it short, and Johnson does not keep it short most of the time.
It was a three-man crew at the time. It was Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, and Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
they shared the mic together for 2 years, and then for a while, Magic was put on the other broadcast team of Dick Enberg, Steve Snapper Jones, and Magic Johnson. So he shared time with the top two announced teams when the NBA was on NBC. I'm curious to see if they move Caitlin Clark to a color commentary position, as well as
I don't think they would. I don't think they would do that until she's done playing. Until she's done playing, I think while she's still playing, I think she has to be in the studio, and that way she once she's not playing, then she can kind of work her craft. But
Yeah.
what'll be interesting about that whole crew will be watching Maria Taylor try to point guard with Carmelo, Vince, and trying to get Caitlin. Like, she's gonna have to. Maria Taylor's gonna have to steer that ship to get Caitlin in. She's gonna have to throw her the ball a couple times to get her going.
And it's gonna have to be a bullet.
You're right. She ain't gonna be able to get a word in on those guys. They just go. They just go, and they just don't stop.
And that scares me, especially given her plethora of knowledge of basketball. They're going to try to freeze her out, and I don't want them to. I don't want them to freeze her out. But as you guys mentioned, Carmelo Anthony is there, Vince Carter is there, and then you got Caitlin Clark, who knows a lot about basketball right along with these guys. How are they going to treat her? That's what I'm going to be interested to see.
You know, I'm going to be very curious about what role they give her, and I'm excited too because this is a big gamble for NBC, and I'm kind of surprised that they handed it to Caitlin of all people. I know that it'll certainly get eyes on the game. However, you know, while she has been comfortable, I was saying before, Greg and I were just watching her interview with David Letterman, which was a couple seasons ago. And she was very laid back with him. And she's like, come on, give me the hard hitting questions, you know, but
she was inviting it. She kept saying, bring it on.
Yeah, exactly. And it was fun. So I think she'll be able to handle whatever role they give her. Ordinarily they do not set somebody like Caitlin up to fail. So
Right.
I think that she can rise and do everything that she wants to do. I think she's going to be very Midwestern in her approach. I think she's going to be very matter of fact. I think she's going to have been well studied on anything that the Lakers and Knicks are in, are in need of.
She's pouring into that research. She's pouring into that research.
Yeah.
Already. She's pouring into it.
Well,
it's for every matchup.
To answer Alex's question of why they went there, it's because NBC is smarter than that 4-letter network, and they know, hey, we got the hottest thing in college basketball. We have the hottest thing in women's basketball. Let's put her on our lead show. Let's do that and capitalize on her popularity. Unlike her own league won't even put her as the face of the league.
No,
and NBC is like, no, come on and be on our flagship show.
Right.
Listen, the decision was too easy. Okay.
Yeah.
And as Deep said, and as I have said so many times over, and Allie, you've hung out with me when I said it, unlike the WNBA that don't prioritize the biggest player they've had in the game since Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson in that era, they're putting her where she needs to be, which is in the spotlight. And she's going to kill it. And I know she is. She's pouring into her research, getting ready for the Lakers and the Knicks right now. I don't want to talk about the CBA with the W because it's at a standstill right now.
It is.
I don't. We'll just start with the confirm rating slump of Unrivaled.
Yeah, this is
continuing. How did George Carlin put it? CTD, circling the drain.
Oof.
Yeah.
I looked at Unrival's ratings this year as compared to last year. There are so many sound bites that come into mind right now, but again, I'll just borrow the words of the late great George Carlin, CTD, circling the drain.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? Really?
I think it's no longer a new shiny thing. I think that also it's very hard in many instances to find TBS. I think the model that they built it on was more like a cable model instead of a streaming model. And the problem is, like, I don't get TBS on my streaming service. I don't. So, they've had a few games. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. So I've been able to get it there. But let's just say for the last week, for example, Unrivaled was on True TV. And this was their high point game with 0.03 of the audience, 143rd out of all programs. The next game, the Hive versus the Laces, only got 0.02 and was in 167th place. Now, you compare that with the WNBA, averaged nearly 1 million viewers per game this past season, even without Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Now, they've got a big test coming up this weekend. There's a tour stop in Philadelphia, and it starts tomorrow night, 2-game slate, and it's going to be played at Xfinity Mobile Arena. And that has a capacity of roughly 17,000 to 19,000, and depending on the event. And the games, Unrivaled has said that the games are sold out, and resale prices were starting at $123 as of Wednesday afternoon. I think one of the things that they need to take a look at is their media rights deal.
Yes.
They have a 6-year media rights deal with TNT, reportedly worth 9 figures. But the parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, can opt out after 3. And TNT also has equity in this league as well. And Warner Brothers Discovery itself is facing kind of a shaky future, as Netflix and Paramount are both trying to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Is it sustainable as a league? I'd say that it is sustainable if you change the media model for it.
Thank you. Because what the 4-letter network does for the W, just to give them a little bit of an appease, 3 letters, ABC.
Yes.
If you want to see a big game, you can always catch it. You can always do it like the way they did in the past. You can catch it on a free network.
Right.
Everything.
So the games will be on HBO Max.
Basically.
If you're looking for the streaming element, because it's TBS, True TV, and TNT. Those are through HBO Max.
Yes.
And Allie said something just a moment ago that really should hit home and cause them to relook at their options. You make it a streaming option and make it available for everybody, they'll pick it up in a heartbeat, even if they only tune in for a couple of minutes. You got those eyes. But no, they want to put it on a traditionally structured cable model. And as Allie mentioned, she doesn't get TBS. What do you do with the fans that want to look at it and they can't get it?
Right. And occasionally you can get it through HBO Max. Thank you for saying that, Dietz. It's just those games are also not as consistent. And there is a lot of competition. Also, not everybody has HBO Max.
And not every number with HBO Max, as you mentioned last week, Allie, is counted toward the official viewership.
Exactly.
Which is contributing to this slump. Not all the eyes from HBO Max are counted because they are not counting them. They're
Yes.
only leaving
Because they don't count because that's not how streaming services are counted. Streaming services are counted by minutes watched. They're not so they don't know about the eyeballs and all that. Everything in Nielsen ratings when you look at a streaming show is by minutes watched and not how many views it has or how many people click on it. So
right.
It's a very different metric.
Which is the reason why they need to change the metrics of how Unrivaled is watched, because I think that there are I think that you could call the league successful, and I think you can call it that if you measure it properly, and I don't think they've been measuring it properly. So
how would you suggest they measure it?
I would say that they would have to look at the structure of first of all the clicks that you get on. I think they need to pull in the HBO Max somehow. I don't know how you would do that, but I have a feeling that it's a much better watched game than that. I would say that if somehow this model doesn't work out, what would there be to say that NBC couldn't pick it up as part of the deal? I mean, it would make perfect sense since they're trying to be the NBA.
I think the more perfect avenue for it would be CBS.
Probably.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Because when they do March Madness.
Oh, that's fair. That would,
they get that. TNT has some of the games. TBS has some of the games. True TV has some of the games, and CBS. If they could weasel their way into CBS, and that may come when we get through the Super Bowl. When we get through the Super Bowl, CBS doesn't have much going on their weekend coverage. They might be able to squeeze in an unrivaled game and throw it on CBS, in between something, and that would make a huge difference.
Absolutely.
I think it will, because for the longest time, CBS basically ruled sports programming. They had the NFL, they had the NBA. For a while, they had Major League Baseball, and they had this little thing we like to call CBS Sports Saturday or Sports Sunday. If that model is still around, they can easily slip it in there, introduce it as a new thing, and then slowly make it work its way into the main programming. That's how they did it with the NBA in 1981.
True.
When the NBA first started going live, especially with something we like to recognize as Christmas Day games, they slid it under Sports Sunday, because the first one I watched was the Lakers and the Suns, Christmas Day 1981. They did that under the Sports Sunday label, and slowly it started making its way to the main network. And once they made it to the main network, the rest of the story.
Right. Love that axe, Deets. That scares me every time.
All right.
It's not need to be scared. It's foam.
Now I feel better.
To be scared. Allison Moran joining us every single week with her take on women's sports. Love having you, Allie. We love you, my dear. See you next week.
Love you too. Have a great week.
Thank you. Now, I have a surprise.
Oh.
Here.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
And here's the first
What's
part
going
of it.
on?
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Oh, it gets better. When I chose this gentleman to sit in for me when I had my cancer surgery I couldn't have thought of a better person. Then he teamed up with Cole Johnson. Then Mentality was born. And all I got to do is this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the person who is hitting the bong later but loving New York, number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. Wise, my brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, the name of the lawman, the outlaw, and the holy bizarro.
What's going on, Victor? What's going on?
I gotta start off. I gotta make an apology real quick. I am so sorry, Wise.
Why?
Because when you came on to Shooting Lights Out, I brought up a name I had absolutely no business bringing up.
Oh, you mean my trigger word?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My trigger word, yeah. I've come to terms with that's my trigger word, and that individual, yeah.
Yeah.
All I can say about Wise being here is it's not Wednesday.
It really isn't.
It isn't.
Wise, how have you been, brother? It's been a while since you've been in studio with us. How have you been, man? Great to have you.
Man, good working and grinding, just building stuff, man. Just trying to make my way in this crazy world right now. So,
hey, totally understand that.
Just got back from Podfest. I was at Podfest a couple of weeks ago. Had a great time.
Nice.
Reconnected with some friends. But anytime I get to learn and grow in this field that we're in, right? Because this digital content right now is what we're doing right now it's at an all-time high, right? This is if you're gonna really start creating a show, podcast, whatever it is, now is the moment, because there's so many different platforms that you're able to showcase your talents and you're able to do what you're doing. So for everybody else
we got a mixture of platforms, where we showcase not just this show, but the one I'm building and we'll bring back very soon. And Wise clued me into Chat GPT a long time ago. I was very hesitant to use it. Now I have it here. I have it here on my phone, and I also have it on my tablet just in case ideas pop up and I need to structure them. How did you get hooked in? How did you get hooked into that, man?
Oh man, that was my man Jeff Ravilla. He when he got wind of it, he sent it to me like instantly, like yo. And the way he sent it to me was funny because we were both big hip hop heads, and he put in something for a Tribe Called Quest. I forgot what it was, but
nice.
He's the one who he introduced it to me. And at first I was like you, I was hesitant, right? But then when I really started deep diving and started working on it and found it and used it as the tool that it was, right, to help me structure the show, help me figure out where I can improve in marketing or where I can improve in certain areas, it really made life much more easier for me. It made going from 2 to 3 hours preparing for a show and an audience member and preparing like my audience for who I was going to have. Now I have ChatGPT or whatever other software. I use multiple softwares, right? I use different things for different. I use different tools for different things.
Same.
And again, it goes for it. I get that from our brother Cole Johnson, right? Because he's a man of multiple tools. He uses different tools. He does different things.
Yep.
And that's where I kind of got that from, where you start using these tools and you start building a system that makes content creation or whatever you're doing so much more simpler.
Yeah, it does. It's really helped simplify my play-by-play calls, my pregame shows, and everything like that. It's helped me simplify getting Snowman in the Morning on the air. And as you said, Wise, it knocked a lot of hours off of prep for me. So I can have some more free time. I can concentrate on getting my health back together, which it is. And I thank you profusely for introducing that to me and me finally not being afraid to use it. So much so that my wife is taking a deep dive into it to organize her business. And it's been a weapon and a half, man. It's been a weapon and a half. And I can't thank you enough for it. Whoops, wrong button. I can't thank you enough for it, my friend. It just it's a tool of tools.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a tool that's helped that if used properly, right? If you do the right things with it, you can build something amazing. But
Yes, your newsletter, wise up, your newsletter, wise up that you put on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Wow. What made you come up with that idea?
It was something that it was just something that I was going into, right? I'm using all these softwares. I'm deep diving into using Cast Magic. I'm using Minvo to clip my videos. I am using AI to simplify things. I'm using it for what the purpose is to make things much easier for me. It's not taking away creativity from me because I'm still the one generating the prompts. I'm still trying to figure out like whatever the questions that I need to ask my guests. It has to be thought of, right? I don't just take what AI gives me and just run with that. No, you have to really do your research. You have to make sure that the information that you have is correct. You have to really, and at the same time, you also have to read up on your guests or whatever it is that you're doing or whatever program you're trying to run. It's again, I've learned from mentors like you, Chris Bass, from Cole Johnson, that when you're in this lane, right? If the media, whatever it is you want to call this, you have to be prepared, right? You have to make sure that you're up to date, that you're up in times with whatever's going on and whatever's trending. But again, it's up to you on how you use it and what's best for you and your company or whatever it is you're trying to grow.
Well, you use the right word. You use the right word of a tool.
Yeah.
You know, any tool, and we've seen people. You know, we've seen the big AI debates and people who are firmly against AI. They're going to get washed. They're going to get passed by if they're not using this. If they're not using this tool effectively. But we've also seen the other side of it, as Wise was talking about. You can't just rely on the AI to carry you. You have to use the AI to further what you're doing. So, you know, if you're using it to research, if you're using it to gather stuff, you still have to have that you know, the wherewithal to say, all right, this is what AI is giving me. Let me see how I can make that work within what I'm doing. So AI is a very tricky thing, but it as you said, it's a tool. If you can master the tool, you can build something really nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that is you kicked it. You nailed it. You nailed it right in the head, right? It's a tool where if used correctly and used the proper way, you can make something amazing. But then you get people that just feel that that's the only thing that they need is to be successful as the AI. No, you still need to add your sauce to it. You have to add because people, regardless of if you're using AI, right? People still crave that authentic you. They want that authenticity from you. They want you to be real. So yes, you use AI for certain things, but at the end of the day, when I do Stuck in My Mind podcast, it's me asking those questions. It's me wording them the way I want to word them. Or if I don't want to ask a question, I won't ask that question. It all depends on how I feel and the flow of whatever it is. But you have to realize that it's a tool. Like, use it for what it is and run with it, and it'll help you create. Like I was telling Cole the other day about you guys here on this show, right? It seems like you found this chemistry. You've found the right crew to help grow the show even further, right? Because Vic is on here frequently. I was mentioning the young lady with the anime. I love that. That's a great
Oh
view.
yeah, Jen's a big part of the show now, and she's added so much to it. Now we find ways to keep her in. Of course, Dietz is here when we talk college football, when we talk sports, period. And you mentioned it, and Cole mentioned it to me. It's finding the right chemistry, and it's definitely the same with you with your Stuck in My Mind podcast, which I am a total fan of. I've been a total fan of the Stuck in My Mind podcast since you talked to me about it the first time in 2020 when I was in North Carolina. And now that it's all the way out there, man, I am a frequent listener. I'm a frequent watcher. Tell us how that podcast got started.
Furloughed from work. It was the pandemic, right? It was 2020. I was beginning of April, ending of March. I was furloughed from my job, right? And I had already purchased this podcasting equipment a year before. Because I'm a big sports fan, and I was going to do a sports podcast with friends, and we never got to do it. So, but I had this equipment laying around, and there was so much going on at that time. It was the 2020 election. You had the George Floyd situation. You had just so much nonsense going on, and at the time, I just needed somewhere to vent and let out, and I started talking, and I enjoyed the thought of being able to put my thoughts out there and whatever, but it was just the content I wasn't enjoying the content because it was just so much negative stuff. And then when I switched over to interviewing people and connecting with a certain person that connected us, and he started bringing me guests, and I shifted more to interview based podcast. It really started just growing from there, just evolving, and then the live aspect of it, I got it from my time co-hosting Snowman in the Morning with Cole. I enjoyed the interaction with the way the Vic and everybody else would interact in the audience, right? So I was like, man, I want that aspect that's stuck in my mind. So that led me to doing 3 live shows a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I love that. And it helps me on editing, right? I don't have to I don't have to edit my shows now because they're live, they're out there. So can't get any better than that. But it was doing this show and then also going to Podfest and connecting with other people and seeing them doing live shows. That really pushed me to really go the live aspect, because when you go the live route and people interact with the show, now it's their show as well. Right now that it gives them that connection, like, hey, they showed my comment on the screen. Like that aspect of it is something that I really love. So that's why I enjoy going live now.
Were you afraid of it before going live?
No, because once I started talking, it was easy. Like it became, and the more I talked, the easier it became.
When I started Snowman in the Morning, I just plugged in the microphone and went with it. And now it's come to us being here 12 years, using the tools that you talked about to get us organized, the subject matter, everybody on the crew lending a hand into how we do things. And you and I had talked about this before. It's fun when it's together. Even when you improvise, it's fun. Because as you told me the first time we ever talked, you taped it and then you held on to it for a long time. Why'd you hold on to it for a while?
It was more it was more a lot of record and delete, right? It was a lot of record and delete.
Right.
'cause I didn't. It was more the self-doubt, like that self-doubt that you tell yourself, like, oh, who's gonna want to listen to this, right? Or I'm not a celebrity. I don't know anyone. Why would they want to tune in? So it was a lot of record and delete until the one day I was like on the phone with my nephew, Poppy J, and we were just talking, and I was like, you know what? I just press record, and that was the first episode that stuck in my mind was me talking to Poppy J and him on the phone and not even having all the setup that I have now, right? I had a little basic $160 Behringer podcasting studio that I purchased on Amazon. And I didn't have the proper mic hookup from the phone to the mixer. So all I did was held the phone to the mic and Bobby said what he said. And that was the beginning of my podcasting journey.
We had a ton of fun when you were here with us at Snowman in the Morning, and I thank you for all the time that you spent with us and the time that you spend with us today. You know Cole loves setting people up, right? You know Cole loves setting people up and then dropping something that would just make everybody crack up laughing. One of the first times he really caught me off guard, he gave us this.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
I would think I've like I still say F Boston.
Do you do it as often as you did before?
Not really, because
no,
because we've we're coming back with mentality, but it's we're working on some things, but it's am I gonna go back to my my F Boston? I don't know. I think
because for a while, I'd say for the first month,
for the
you
first
always worked something in about F Boston.
It was yeah. I would anybody that was from Boston would get a big F bomb. It was fun. I had a good time, but now it's like but it's also Cole, right? He knows my triggers, so there's certain thing when he wants to get a certain reaction from me, he'll
let you have it.
he'll put my trigger on the screen, and so and it's quite a few. I'm trying to work on them. I'm trying to work on them.
Understood.
Certain people should not trigger me, but they do. They just
they do.
I
one of my favorite rants from you, besides Boston, it was on Snowman in the Morning, and someone had gotten busted for using PEDs, and then out of nowhere, you just hear Wise say, "You know what? Don't suspend him. Just have him line up in front of his teammates, and every one of his teammates just punch him in the face."
It does seem like people don't learn, right? Like this
right
people, and so that's why effing moron of the year was born. We're working on making that. We're actually working on making that a real live show, right? Like he sent me because
if y'all ever do it, I want to MC it.
Oh no,
I want to be the MC for it.
He's in his creative bag, and he's been sending me stuff, and one of them was the effing moron of the year, and and I missed that. I actually missed. That's one I really kind of missed. That was one of my favorites because every show there was a new one. There was there's someone new, and we had some repeat offenders. We did have some repeat offenders.
Well, speaking of Wise rants and whatnot, Victor, you still there? I don't know if Victor's still here, but Wise, tell us about the NBA Cup. now that the Knicks have the cup,
I did say I was going to celebrate it. Yes, I did.
Yes,
But
you did. You did.
Yeah, because I remember that. I
did.
remember the last time we spoke.
I said it sucked, and then, but unless the next one, then I would celebrate it as a championship.
There you go.
But then, I'm not. I've never shied away from stuff I said. Never.
Right.
Right.
That was hilarious.
But I did. I was happy with the fact that they didn't hang the banner up, like, because we don't want that. We want the chip. We don't.
You want the one in June, not the one in December.
Yeah. So, but people still were like, "Oh, it was a chip." Like, nah, y'all. That's what y'all want. Like this Knicks team right here. Their goal is an NBA championship, and they felt they didn't want to hang a banner, and I commend them for that.
I do too.
NBA Cup, so
I do too. I don't want to hang a banner for the NBA Cup. I want to hang a banner for the NBA World Championship.
Yeah, that's
the one that you should. That's the one that you should compete for. Really compete for.
And I get it. I get it. Why the NBA does it, right? It's generated more. Like the viewership has gone up each year for the NBA Cup, and people like the little go to Vegas, and it's all about the money. Bottom line, it's all about the money and viewership, and they're seeing the right numbers, so they're going to continue. They're going to continue to do it. So hey, listen, it's at the end of the day, it's always going to be about profit. And so
yeah. Why is El Jefe hanging with us back in the old digs, updating us on everything that's going on with him? When is Mentality coming back? Because I know you guys are working on it, and you've hinted at it.
It is. It's coming back soon.
Okay.
We're also so this is for all you content creators out there. I'm about to drop y'all some nuggets right now. So especially like if it's gonna be like, I know a lot of people have these networks and all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys that have multiple shows, create a YouTube channel for every single show. At the end of the day, it's an entity in its own. So Mentality YouTube channel will be coming soon.
Okay.
We have a cognitive cuisine channel coming soon as well on YouTube. And these are two shows that I'm very, very proud of, especially Mentality working with Cole, and then Cognitive Cuisine with Yayoi. It's and then just a lot of that's just one thing, and just a lot of encouraging of people who want to start a podcast, man. Just go ahead, and it don't take all this equipment. It just takes you just starting and pressing record and releasing it. That's the beginning. Let everything else work itself. But the first step is pressing record and releasing your episodes.
And the other thing is the time is the time. You know, you got to put the time into your recording, like as in being consistently like what I was saying with Mentality. You have to find, if you have multiple shows, you have to find the time to work it into the other shows that you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, that most definitely, like
that's the most important thing.
Different from me, like, because I've been doing this now going on 6 years. So yeah, but for someone who's just starting out, just the first, when you first starting out, it's the object is to get you to record and record frequently, so you can start getting accustomed and start building a system and learning how much time does it take for you to create the podcast or whatever is the content, whatever. Once you start doing it much more frequently, you start breaking down, like, all right, it takes me such and such time to set up the mic. It takes me such and such time to set up the camera. It takes me this much time to set up the sketch or whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever it is. So once you are more consistent with it, right? You start building your system. You start knowing, like, all right, this is the amount of time it takes me to create this. Now this is what you do every single time now, right? And as time goes on, with anything, the more you do something, the more you get better at it. That's just facts. Like it just happens if you do things consistently, and you enjoy doing it, you're gonna honestly get much better at it. So yeah,
Yeah, I like that you said. I like that you said. Just hit record. That's the hardest part. That is the hardest part for most people is hitting record and doing it. And I'm like Wise, where and when someone said, "Are you scared about going live?" Going live was the easy part for me. The hardest part was editing something because I'm my harshest critic. So when I have to go through and edit a video, I hear everything and I'm like, this is trash. This is trash. I gotta scrap the whole thing. Like I hate it. Whereas when I'm live, just go. It's out there, and there's nothing I can do about it anymore. Just go with it.
I'm my own harshest critic also, and I learned a lot of that from Dad because he really wanted me to really be great and do great. When he gave me my first set of encouragement, being a play-by-play announcer, excuse me, and I've said many times on this program, the person who did it for me, besides my dad, was the late great Jim Durham, who was the voice of the Bulls for many years. So I used a lot of tape and learning from him, learning what he does and how he prepares. Now we go into the 21st century with how I prepare and using Chat GPT as the perfect tool to get me organized. And the being my own harshest critic, I could have called this play better. I could have called that play better. I've added something to my play-by-play calls that was suggested to me, and it was called an accountability report, because for the longest time I broadcast in fear. Now I don't. I add that accountability report. Did I show up? Yes. Did I do this well? Maybe. Did I do this? Okay, yes. Did I go through the steps? Did I go through the process? And every single time I've done that accountability report, it's gotten me more emboldened to do more games and structure them correctly using the tools that I have and that I know. I don't like editing either, but I take a lot of pride in it to make sure you get the best content out there. I'm working on my shorts game to get more shorts back out there. Use that and use those and cut those as well, and use those as teasers going forward. I got you guys to thank, and I got this man especially who pointed me in that direction. You, Jeff Ravilla, Cole Johnson, everybody that pointed me in that direction to use the 21st century tools that we have that we have right now. And Wise, I got to tell you, when I went under the knife for my cancer surgery and I asked you to step in for me, you took it and ran with it. And man, that to say thank you would be a horrible understatement for that, because you and Cole took it and ran with it. That's how mentality was born. That's how our friendship developed. That's how our brotherhood developed. Forget a friendship. That's how our brotherhood developed. And now to see you being the star that you are, I love you very, very much. I love you very, very dearly. And brother, I'm going to cry when I say this, but I mean every word of it. I am so very proud of you, my man. I mean it. I am so proud of you.
Listen, I'm no star. I'm no star. I'm just me, right? I just love doing what I do, right? Being able to create the content, have the conversations that I have is something that I've gained so much from. I've learned and grown so much from these conversations. But one of the most important parts from it has been the relationships that I've been able to build from podcasts. Yes. It's the friendships, the lifelong friendships that I've been able to build with people that I've actually been able to go hang out with. Like me and Cool McCain have hung out in person, right? Like I was just recently with Cool a couple of weeks ago when I drove through Charlotte. It's going to go help Jeff support Jeff Ravilla open his podcast theater and be a part of something great there. It's going to Podfest and connecting with Alex Sanfilippo and Bill being able to build up a relationship with with someone who's doing some great things in podcasting. It's those relationships. It's being a part of Snowman in the Morning with Cole and you, and being able to step in and learn this craft and improve on myself by doing the live shows. Right, like I didn't have a clue. I wasn't in media. This wasn't what my shows weren't live. They were pre-recorded and edited and all this. So being able to go live and experience that here and learn from a veteran like you and be able to connect with a Chris Bass and learn from someone like him. And then of course we have the genius himself that is Cole Johnson, and being able to pick his brain and learn how to build a show watching this man build the show. So it's learning from so many different people, looking at what Ben is doing at BS3, and it's all these things, and showing me that you can build a media empire, right? Because BS3 is amazing. Like the stuff that they're doing over there at BS3 is inspiring, right? So
well, speaking of live and editing, I would kick myself if I didn't get to ask you was, what's the feeling with John Harbaugh?
Oh,
go for it.
And I love the pickup, man. We've actually because the last few head coaches we've had have been fake head coaches. They've been more OCs than head coaches. We now have a CEO,
right?
Like we now have a Tom Coughlin back in the building. We have a Bill Parcells back in the building. Like there's people that are meant to be offensive. Like Josh McDaniels is a phenomenal offensive coordinator,
but he's a horrible head coach,
and it's been proven twice.
Right?
Yes,
he failed twice as a head coach. But you put him in a situation where you give him a Drake May, a Tom Brady, and his offense, and even before that, he's always been a great offensive coordinator.
Right.
Brian Dable, great offensive coordinator when he was with Buffalo. Yes. It's just now,
like you said, now you have the CEO of the whole thing.
I also think that right now you guys are set offensively with how Jackson Dart,
Jackson Dart.
Like this first season, it's like, oh, the Giants gonna be something to look at. Y'all had a small time dealing with Mr. Unlimited Russell Wilson. I've never known a person who just walked out on the field and got booed.
I don't blame Russ, man. I don't blame him. You know what? He was that bridge we needed, right? I don't think Jackson should have started the season. I'm glad he started when he started. But now with Malik coming back, Cam coming back, Tyrone Tracy showing that he has ability as like Tyrone Tracy had a great year. We need to bring Wan'Dale Robinson back.
Right.
He's that slot receiver that we need. Do we need more pieces? Yes. We need to improve the offensive line. Even though our offensive line improved this year, we still need work, right? There's just the work needs to be done. And
well, it was just nice. It was just nice to see the Giants. And you mentioned the coaches. You mentioned the coaches you've had before. It was nice to see the Giants get their guy. And you remember why Brian Dable's there because Bill Cowher turned him down. You know, they were going after guys and turning down, and that's why they had to go to coordinators and the second rung guys. It was nice to see the Giants say, nope, we want John Harbaugh. He comes in for the interview, bang, leaves with the job. So that was nice to see for the Giants.
Oh no, they definitely needed to go all. They needed to go all in and get him. Like he was the option. There was no one.
There was no one else.
There was no one else that brought that type of pedigree, right? Like Kevin Stefanski. Well, he did. Yeah, he was a great head coach and they screwed him when they stuck him with the Deshaun Watson nonsense. But,
Right.
Oh
but
boy.
he's still not a John Harbaugh, right? John Harbaugh is he's a proven winner. He's shown that, and he was bringing up the fact that he was a special teams. No, he's been bred into coaching. Like it's in his blood. Like his dad, brother, you can see he knows what it is to build a coaching staff, and that's when you lack that, and you can see from one of his top coaches was just hired for a head coaching position, right? You have Todd Monken as new head coach of the Browns. You have Mentor who just took over his old job, was one of his disciples as well. Like you getting he has a tree. He has a tree of coaches that are under him. So I'm happy with it. I don't have no complaints. Now it's you have to give him the proper pieces now. Like we have some of the foundation, we have the quarterback, we have the receiver, we have two reliable running backs. Like now we need to add some more weapons. We need to add another receiver, some linebacker help. We definitely need to improve that secondary. There's some work to be done. But I'm happy in the direction we're headed. People were upset that we won the last two games, right? I was not.
Right.
Yeah, because they wanted a higher draft pick.
Yeah,
but y'all don't really need one.
You know what I wanted? I wanted them to experience winning.
Right.
Yes.
I didn't want them to experience the losing. I didn't want them to make that the norm. So when they pulled off the wins, I was happy with that. I was like, no, this is what I want.
And the other thing is you don't really need a really high draft pick because you already have your nucleus already. Now you need just them pieces to kind of work around them and build on that.
But even high draft picks don't guarantee that you're going to get better, right?
That's true.
Sometimes these draft picks are a bust. Like there's been like some of the biggest picks that Cam Scatterboo was a 4th round pick, man. Tyrone Tracy was a 5th round. Like these were late picks for us. Like when you can hit on those picks,
right?
That's when you're doing the right thing, right? Like when you can hit on those picks, like because it don't matter when. Like we signed, all right, we drafted Danny Jones number 6 or whatever it was we drafted. He was okay. I don't think he should have went that high. I don't think any Duke quarterback should ever go that high, but
Right. And Wise, you and I say it all the time about late round gems, 4th, 5th round gems. Those turn out to be the players that wind up being the foundation of your team.
Hey, at least you say this: the Giants are in a much better shape than the Pittsburgh Steelers are. Mike McCarthy.
Well, it's getting back to Giants football. That's going to help them.
Yeah,
you know, the Jumbo Elliott's of the world, the Bart Oateses of the world, the offensive line is what carried the Giants always.
Yep,
and it's building that back up.
One of my favorite Super Bowl offensive lines.
Yeah,
one of my favorite Super Bowl offensive lines for the Giants, left to right, was let me see if I can remember this correctly. Jumbo Elliott at left tackle, left guard was William Roberts, Bart Oates at center, Eric Moore at right guard, and then Doug Riesenberg at right tackle. That's from Super Bowl 25. One of the roughest, toughest offensive lines ever with the Giants, and they played Bill Parcells Giants football.
Yeah,
they played
and throw Mark Bavaro at the end of it.
Oh God, Mark!
He was like having an offensive tackle.
The man who made Ronnie Lott, one of the hardest hitters in football, look small when he carried him 15 yards.
And you have to run the football effectively too.
Yep.
You go back to run the football. That's what really that's really helped. This we talk about Giants football is you run the football.
Yeah, well, you got to think about those championship teams, right? Even the late ones. all they had, what they did was they had Joe Morris in the '86, right? And in the '90s you had Hampton, and you had
Not only that, you had Otis Anderson.
Otis Anderson.
You had Otis Anderson running wild in the Super Bowl. And then, and then later on, you had Tiki, you had Brandon Jacobs, Ahmed Bradshaw. Like you've always has built this team around defense and running the rock.
Why
has that been something people got away from? Why is it something that people have gotten away from? Because a lot of teams seem to be more pass happy, more pass first.
I can partially answer that. It's the new shiny thing that they want to do. They want to throw the ball 40, 50 times instead of relying on something that is basic, which is running the football. You turn and stick the ball in the belly of your running back 25 times, you're going to get some yards.
And that's why last year, right, the people who hated the Eagles, right, because they would run the ball all over you with Saquon.
Barkley.
Well, look at the two teams in the Super Bowl next Sunday. Yeah, Drake May has had a great year, but how did the Patriots get by the Denver Broncos? They handed the ball to Ramondre Stevenson. They handed the ball to Henderson. They handed the ball. Then go look at Seattle. Seattle stuck the ball in Kenneth Walker. So it's just what happened.
Seattle's going to definitely miss the other running back. He's out for the
Zach Charbonnet. He's out with it.
Yeah,
I think he's out with an
ACL.
No,
he's out with an ACL.
Yeah, he hurt himself seriously. Yeah, so but they still have Kenneth Walker. But they play with it. Their defense plays with the nastiness as well. So we're going to see. It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. Before we get out of here, I want to leave Wise with this gem.
Because we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell? This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
One of my absolute
an
absolute favorite.
That was cool in his genius, right? Coming up with
it was the L. It was the L.
That was the debut of the L, and that's when Wise had that reaction.
I got one moment that's like my favorite moment with Wise.
Yeah, no. The Cole he just knows, man.
He lobs the ball up perfectly for you every time.
I have one of my favorite memories is it was one time I think Snowman, you were actually on vacation.
Okay.
Cole and Wise were doing the show, but Wise was a little late, and so I came up with a ad called Lightfoot Lotion. Basically was if you don't want to be like the ever living, just trust in Lightfoot Lotion. And Cole put up there.
He put the picture.
But the funny thing is that the very next day, Wise said, we had a lot of fun today, but I gotta actually address somebody.
Yeah.
I just said, Victor,
he did.
You know you're not supposed to bring up nothing about the ever living.
Yeah, like there was supposed to be no mention of Mum-Ra, none of that. And we had a running joke because Chicago looks like Mum-Ra the ever living.
Yes.
She looks more. She looks like Mum-Ra, yes, and she also looks like Golem. So
yeah. Well, the whole ever living came up because of Mr. Bass and about people going back to hell, and
Uncle Foot
like she needed to go back to Haiti. So, but just the fact that he just like stopped the show just to say, you're not supposed to bring up no Mum-Ra, no ever living.
I played that while I was on vacation with my wife. She says, okay, go ahead and check in to see what the guys did. And I saw that, and she saw that, and we laughed all night for that.
He He knew better.
I knew better.
He
I
knew
knew
better.
better. I'm like, I knew he wasn't gonna be on. So I'm like, okay, it'll be a whole day. He's not even gonna remember that. And it's like, nope, he saw that.
Nope.
And caught that.
He saw that and kept it.
Yeah, no,
He saw
Yeah,
that.
I think I called her Mungra, and then the next day Cole had, when they were talking about it, he had the Mungra clip.
No.
He had it locked in the chamber, ready to go.
And it's just like you mention anything, and then he just pop a picture of up at any time. Like,
yep,
he did not know when he was gonna strike.
Listen, Cole is an absolute genius. You two gentlemen were geniuses together. All we had to do was say something, and if it sticks with Cole, it's going to happen. That's a habit I picked. That's a habit I picked up from him.
I cannot wait for Mentality to come back with
I can't wait either.
Legends.
I can't wait either. We love you, Wise. Thanks for stopping by and hanging with us. Really, really appreciate it. We love you very much. Wise El Jefe, returning to the old digs, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate the time, man. As always.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No problem. Love you.
What do you do, man?
Wise El Jefe, folks. One of the legends of Snowman in the Morning joining us. And we got to get on out of here because I got to go get some food. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. God bless you. And thank you again, Wise. And thank you, Allie, as well. So long, everybody. Plans for our games. No game today because we ran over on the show. No game tomorrow because a lot of prep to do. 2 of them Saturday and 2 of them Sunday. And always remember,
the following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe,
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Oh man.